Oh man, like I don't know. The last 4 weeks has been crazy for us and super exciting and super stressful as well. But I mean, it's really good. It's been a really good last 4 weeks. For the team and for us, and I'm really just can't wait to start rolling out the info, in Bali and stuff. Oh yeah, guys. First things first. Um, like you know, let yeah. I don't. I mean, yeah. First things first. I think yeah. I mean, we having this Bali event. May 1 to May 31. All of you guys are invited, obviously. So please try to make it if you can. A lot of it's a different experience to be with the team, and we didn't go to NYC or anywhere. We've been saving our energy and stuff because I think we have been to enough of those events. It's like really tiring, just 2-3 days, and then it's just full of drinks and stuff and nothing else. But yeah, it's like a 31-day event, a lot of stuff happening. And I think it's fully curated. There's a yacht party. There is a villa parties and multiple different things, and also multiple workshops, networking events, and the entire team is there. From anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. A lot of VCs and a lot of other founders are also coming, including like ON1, Lamaverse, a few other projects. PG is one of the major sponsors, and you won't believe the cost to sponsor that was one 15th of the amount that you got to pay for one event in New York. It was like roughly about like $6,000 for us to sponsor that event, to be one of the main sponsors in a way. So that's what we like. 31 days, didn't have to burn the vault funds, but give a nice experience. I think quite a lot of holders are coming in. So if you can try to make it, there's a lot of potential stuff that's going to be informed first to people there and things like that. I'll just kind of like show a little bit of the schedule as well, what's happening. In Bali. For is there anyone here in the VC that's coming to Bali? First of all, no. Like,
I wish. From Europe to Bali, 1 month. Oh my God, that's a lot.
I mean,
Get
you
a
don't need to come
sponsor.
for 1 month, man. Come on, you can just come in for like a week or two, and stays anyways. Mostly, I mean, for I think for everyone, stays covered. It's just flights, pretty much. If anyone's especially around the Southeast Asia, I think it's a big miss if you guys cannot make it for a few days. But yeah, anyways, I think for those, I think there's about like 25-30 people that have signed up from the Genesis holders and Gen 2s and stuff. So like I would try, and if you can try to make it, I'll just show the weekly schedule. I mean, just go through here maybe for the weekly schedule and stuff, what they have planned and things like that. Yeah, so anyways, that's one thing that's happening, and I'm flying out tomorrow. And really excited to work with the team, because I think it's always been work from digital world and stuff. So working together, I think we are really looking forward to it. All right. And another one that we that's happening now is we have applied for this nouns thing. We are pretty late, but we have applied for I mean, like we are pretty much like participating in this nouns competition. That's about like $50,000. If we win it, there's four winners. We were one of the last ones to actually post, but then I think we got like 3,300 views or something. They select the top eight, winners in terms of views and stuff for voting, and then four get selected. It's voted by the nouns community. So yeah, I mean, like any of you guys that haven't viewed, if you can just help with the view count. I don't think we're gonna make it into the top eight. It's been like pretty much. There's a lot of random guys that have come in with I think lot of random YouTubers not in Web3. They've just come in and just posted videos, and then they're getting like 10K, 20K likes. I mean 20K views and stuff. So, but anyways, I think overall, that's something that was happening. Um, and then also we are going to post our first proposal, nouns proposal. I'm going to talk about a couple of things that happened with PG. In the last 2-3 weeks. One of that is like I think might have described a lot about equity. What does equity mean, and how it's going to benefit us, and things like that. Um, so one of the products that we have equity in is a product called Pro Tennis Fam. Obviously, the mint didn't go well, so they refunded, and we reworked the product with them. They attempted a quick mint, it didn't work, but it's involving the tennis and some football stars and stuff. So it's gonna go through Nouns as a proposal. But I didn't tweet about this, but one of the things that happened was, I'm just posting a link here, or I can even share my screen to show you guys. I think in Forbes they had mentioned about the Pro Tennis Fam as well. Um, so basically, it's about Luka Modric and what businesses he's investing in and stuff. And in the paragraph, they spoke about Protonus Fam, where Luka Modric, I think for those of you who do not know, is one of the biggest football stars. So he's fully supporting Protonus Fam, and we got 10% equity in this product. So we are going down like VC funding and also for this thing through Nouns. But we're starting off with the Nouns, one Noun stuff proposal because that's going to be the first proposal from PG. So it's going to be, power pack names and big names that's going to be there, and PG will be along that. So they mentioned about Protonus Fam and they explained about what this product is and things like that. So yeah, I mean that's one thing that happened like I think a month and a half ish back. And another one I think some of you might have missed. I'm going to talk about the importance of these and how it's going to benefit the overall project and also as holders later. But look at this, for instance. So what was that thing like? So one of the things that happened was we had invested, I think, few months earlier into a project along with other VCs. So this product was not even a reachable for a lot of projects or anybody until unless you're like a VC or something. So if you see all the names here, Sino Global, Spartan, and all these guys, along with that, we were also one of the investors. I think it's people don't understand the consequence. Imagine if same thing was Azuki or somebody doing this, people would go like crazy about what was being dropped and stuff. But I think overall, I think we got in much earlier, and it is like it's a major product. They've already got partnerships and projects taken over for major brands like HTC and potentially even a major Web3 player that's approaching them. So I'm not gonna we can't announce who that is, but it's a very solid investment. Both that we have invested even from PG's vault, and we have also invested personally. So I think why it's important is because getting into these early investments, which we have been doing for ages now, when it starts, the benefit starts reaping. The vault is going to grow, and overall for the holders as well, it's going to be massive benefits. In terms of airdrops or whatever that can be for these tokens and things like that when it starts dropping. We're really proud in a way where from the Web3 side, we are pretty much one of the not even one of the we are probably the only project that's going to be featured in multiple different articles as well. Along with some big names and things like that. We already had featured in Business Wire before. I think we just like as I mentioned. I think one of the major things that we probably missing is that pushing these things forward. So this was, I think, one thing. I think a lot of you guys might have missed this as well. Here, there was an article about PG as well. But yeah, I think it's anyways. So even in Yahoo Finance and things like that. So yeah, anyways, like so we are gonna start. Obviously, start different type of push for these kind of things because we are doing a lot. It's just that it's just going to the blind ears or blind eyes because it's always like when anything done by a project with attention it gains more, but we do a lot but it's not reaching, but it's okay because I think we have seen both sides, where there's hype without substance and having substance without hype, both doesn't work. If you guys got some time, please do read this tweet here. It's a bit long, but I think kind of explains what our mindset is. We clearly understand that the best utility All right, for the recording, for those who have missed the recording, I think there was a little bit that you guys might have missed, but I'm going to start again. So yeah, in short, like we clearly understand that the real utility for a project, no matter what I ask, right? No matter what I ask you guys, what is the best utility? Just to win a giveaway, you guys might be like, oh, network and all those kind of things. That applies to maybe 1% of the people, right? That applies to maybe 1% of you guys, that actually the networking or the connections or any of those would actually work. But the real utility is access, and real utility is access to opportunities like the through IDOs that we have started presenting, or opportunities even to whitelist. I've never considered whitelist as the thing, but I would stick with IDOs or access to opportunities, like where it can make money, right? At the end of the day, that's pretty much the major utility. So we do understand that the flow price is one metric, but then, if you can change the game, and instead of a flow price, which is eventually happens, but rather work on ways to bring in airdrops or tokens or something that makes sense, by setting up sustainable businesses, by setting up investments, by setting up multiple different revenue streams and things. Once it solidifies once we turn into the startup business into an actual business, we are not based in the US before someone comes and asks about what about the SEC problems and things like that. We are
Kijk,
registered
ik ga
in
gewoon gaan luisteren nu.
BVI, and it's not a problem. Not everybody is based in the US. So we are even working out ways for the people in the US to kind of get these claims and the token claims easier. But the point is that the real utility is for people to make passive income or access, not for alpha calls. Anyone can do that, not for things, but access to make money, right? That's the truth. So all these IP plays and all those things, they try to promise something, but IP is as much as valuable as the person repping it. And I strongly believe that, like, if I'm going to rep even a shitty NFT, for example, and someone wants to gain my, support, and they're coming and paying me some money to, use my IP, that's because of me and not because of the brand. No one is going to come and, just hire or, rent out, NFT of a 10K collection or a 20K collection of a person who does not have an influence, because they can buy the NFT if they have that much money, for example, right? So that's pretty much the thing. So we understand that, and that's what we are working on. And as I said, we're not downplaying this, right? There's no more downplaying like, hey, you're here for NFTs or securities and all those kind of things. We understand. We just have to. We're working on legal ways, and with the acquisition that's happening as well, I think it's going to lead to better, sustainable, value creation for the holders. Because we tried tokens, it's useless. We tried other whitelists and stuff. It's again useless. It's only good in bull market. And a lot of projects kind of like failed with the tokens because there is no use case for tokens. Only Web3 communities need the tokens, and it's useless. So the projects or products that we are acquiring and the tokens that can be dropped will be exclusive for PG holders. Staking or whatever that might come along with it will be exclusive for PG asset holders, and these tokens will be needed not just by PG holders but the entire Web3 community, right? So that's pretty much the target, with acquisitions and the products that we're working on. So that's where we are at, and yeah, I mean, quite a lot of things. So I mean, I'm just trying to just like set things up. Hope for Bali, IRL, and also like potentially even live stream from there during the announcements or things like that. But yeah, I mean, overall things are gone very smooth. All the we have signed the deals and stuff, and even the VCs are on board and things like that. Really cool stuff this month. Just remember that any project, right, like from the 2021 or early 2022s, or even the late 2022s, a lot of them have failed, and completely gone out of the radar. Even projects that launched with us, before us, etc. Um, Everyone thinks that it's like every project can get VC funding easily, and then they can revive. That's the furthest away from truth. I don't want to name projects, but there's so many projects that is impossible for VC funding. Like we are probably one of the very few projects that have worked with multiple VCs. Multiple VCs are coming to visit us in Singapore. I mean, in Bali as well. and we have closely worked. I think from day one, the PG holders would know that that's where we have always focused on building the relationships and networks. And as much as we might not attract the Web3 crowd with our websites or with our branding or with our tweets, from the Web2 side, it's always been positive feedbacks and amazing portfolio of team members. First of all, you know many projects don't even have like proper team members to even create a deck where they don't even have a proper like a person where they can talk about their experiences in the pitch deck. And when you look at PG's pitch deck, we never have sold our equity, but we have always like worked out equity or I mean VC funding raised for our products, and also helped multiple other projects raise funds or even transfer ownership, one of them being Pixelmon, the earliest one, Skyverse recently, and multiple other products as well in the back end. So the thing is, right, like for us, for us, it's not that hard for us to raise funds and things like that. But for a lot of projects, it's almost like they do not have a product that's scalable, right? Every whitelist or this kind of like access to alpha calls and things like that. If you just think about it, there is no way that these products, there is no product first of all, right? No one is going to give funding for something, just an idea or some kind of a service, um, you know, except maybe something like game, obviously. But how many games are there? You got to compete with so many of these games. Pixelmon has got $70 million. Valeria Studios has got like multiple. Just let me just show you guys something, right? For example, Valeria Studios. This, I mean, purely, I'm not just. This is not for boasting or anything, but purely just to show reach or the branding that we have. This Valeria's games has been recently been shilled by Azuki Wales, right? And even multiple other people, right? Like Grail, for example. Why I took my second biggest portfolio position in Pixelmon, where PG helped. We got the connects, we helped the community, but our name is always in the back end, for whatever reason. Maybe it's our marketing, or maybe it's I'm not talking a lot, or we're working on the products. But either ways, the second one is Valeria Studios. Let me just show you guys something, right? Like so many people are now bullish on Valeria Studios, but just check this thing, right? The founder of Valeria Studios, right? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
all
all
right.
good, Sean. Yeah.
All right, cool. So just want to show you guys that we not become irrelevant or something, right? The founder of Valeria Studios, right, reached out, and he's pretty much like he made cards, for PG and stuff like that, right? And so he was pretty much this what he asked me this month, right? We're thinking of putting together an advisory board, and we'll eventually have a token drop. We have a really strong team building for 18 months, and this is something he pretty much came to us because he knows from the Web2 side and the founders side in the back end, they pretty much know what we are doing makes sense. And just even like I'm just showing this because I treat you guys like family, just to show like what's happening. Lama reached out. We're looking to do similar to GiraX, as we think it's wise both legally and sustainability. Is it okay if you don't mind sharing some of the revenues you're making from selling GiraX? That would be great for us to know, right? Founders are reaching out to us because a lot of things that happen in the back, and even their marketplace was inspired by us. Multiple things, even Memeland, for example, in a way, we started a super crew early on, right? When you guys, I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember when we started the Genesis and the 3 Gen 2s and things like that. We have had these earlier things with the 333, multiple things, but I think we kind of we identified some of the factors that have prevented us from moving forward. Why is it when we did the DAO announcement 4 months back, and then Valhalla later came up with a similar idea. It was termed as genius, but then when PG had dropped it earlier, it was kind of like just hidden, and it was not given as much as attention that it probably deserved or it gotten, right. So instead of just blaming the community or blaming the Web3, we just sat down and we wrote down about like 7 8 issues, from the importance, from ranking them from the worst to the best. To be honest, why is it that we are getting all this attention from Web2 people and the founders, where they value us, they come to us, they ask us, even when some founder needs funding, a founder wants to exit a project, a founder wants us in the advisory or an investment board, including Root Group, for example, where we are in discussions with. Why is it they come to us? But the Web3 crowd, they just, go behind the next hype, and then they get wrecked, and then they go behind the next hype, but they never treat PG as a brand that's working with brains, preserving funds, doing the things right away. We're not running away with your money. We're investing your money into products that are making waves in Forbes and with other VCs at the early stage, which gives us a guaranteed 10, 20, 30, or 40x at least, because we get in at the super early stage. So we wrote down, and it starts from the art itself, right? It probably people are not vibing with it or things like that, or people don't understand the complexity with multiple different collections and things like that. It's pretty much mismatched with expectations. People who bought in during the bull market highs and then now feeling the pain that why didn't they sell or things like that. A lot of factors we wrote down, with pretty much like identifying the issues, working really closely with a lot of founders and even the CEO of the faction DAOs and things like that. So just to let you guys know that we are hearing, we are seeing all the issues. At least for those of you who are here, taking this time to come here and sit in this town hall or listen to us, all I got to say is that we hear you, we see it. It's as much as you guys want to make money, for me and the team, we want to see PG succeed as well. No way, after all this effort, seeing all these projects, because the projects that's coming now, they can learn from a lot of failures of other projects, right? We anticipated this. That's why we never spent our funds for 7 to 8 months much. We were just experimenting, we are seeing, we are investing, but we tried to keep our burn rate as low as possible, because we know no matter where we put the money in, 8 9 months it might become irrelevant. Memeland, credits to them, props to Ray, but he spent so much time seeing all the mistakes of other projects and stuff. Spent 7 8 months before dropping a project, understood the pros and cons, and gotten different advisors onto the project and stuff like that to understand before dropping. Now we can, if we, even Azuki for that matter, they learned from a lot of projects, and we know the story what happened. So for PG, what we are going to do, or what we are attempting to do, right, is that instead of just an opportunity, a lot of them want this but they don't have. A lot of your favorite projects are out of money, right? It's gone, completely gone. They don't have funds. They're forced to launch another collection, a third or fourth or fifth, or they're really in a position where they want to transfer ownerships. All these projects launched in 2021, 2022, for instance. So the point is that we have the funds, we have the connects, we have the products building in the back end, we are going for the acquisition. It's almost like we want to recreate, if we had to rug PG and start fresh with all the learnings, but without having to rug, how would it be? Right? We are in a comfortable position in that way. I'm not sure if I termed it right, but in a way where if all these learnings that we had in this, the past 1.5 2 years, and if we had a chance to restart from the scratch, what to do, what not to do, right? And without having to run away. But why we don't have to run away is because we have the funds, right? Close to $1.5 million or something, plus the connects, plus the community as well, because we almost bottomed out, right? How much more can you dump the Gentus, right? It went and it's back to at like 0.36 or whatever, without any of the announcements even made. So for us, we that's what we are doing now, right? We are fully we have seen, we observed, we tried few things, we saw where it works, where it didn't work, we saw different projects. Even now, if we announce a super crew kind of model, which going back to our old thing where you need one Genesis, or three Gen 2s, and five voxels or three voxels per Gen 2, and you're going to go on a quest to win some Azukis or some NFTs where we throw in 200 ETH worth of NFTs, it's probably going to pump the floor, and we know it's going to work, but for how long? That's the question, right? So that's where if you read my pin tweet, it might give you a bit of an idea. But what if just by holding the NFT, your tokens or your NFT's value is not going to be determined by a single token or a single factor, but multiple different products and multiple different investments that we have made. When those tokens come back, or when those the investments reap, or even with acquisition, whatever is happening with that comes back to the holders. So this is what we have been working on, and you know, just you're being really patient. Just wait for us for this month, the bar in Bali where the team is going to work on. We want to make sure this announcement reaches out to a lot of people. We have started to reach out to a lot of influencers as well, like not random influencers, nice people who actually make threads or spaces and things like that, who are not just to shield the project but rather just bring exposure to the project to make sure this announcement moves forward, or reaches people, right? Because it's not going to help us somebody buying our PG NFT because the royalties are non-existent or it's useless for the project, but it's going to help the people, at least those who want to exit, let them exit. But those who want to stay, you know, products are coming up. The acquisition news is going to come up next month, and yeah, I mean, this is. I hope the mindset of what we are trying to do is clear, or what we are trying to achieve in the next 7 months is basically a full on, like, almost if we had a chance to restart how things would have been and how you guys are going to benefit. That's pretty much the target for us the next 6 to 7 months. So yeah, I touched upon those things. What else is there? Mm, yeah, I mean, I'm open for any questions. I think the Fusion DAO proposals have started. I think for people to start putting in your ideas. For those of you in the Fusion, if you got any ideas, or at least go through the proposals and vote for it when your CEOs are going to post it. Um, it gives an amazing opportunity for you guys, instead of throwing dollars into some random degen mints. If you want to participate or be a part of a product or a team, here is your option. Like, here is your chance to potentially see the proposal. If the idea clicks or makes sense for you, volunteer to work for the project, or whatever, in whatever way you can or want. It's going to be huge, because when this product or something that you're going to work from early on, if it goes on to make something becomes major, having equity in those products by your peers, right? I mean, posted by your peers is going to benefit a lot of you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So open for any questions. I think I spoke a lot, but I really wanted to bring out the mindset of what we are doing or what we are trying to achieve here. All these short-term things to keep you guys happy with the whitelist and stuff worked very well in the bull market, and we know that it's not going to work in the bear market. IDOs we can drop multiple, but we are extremely cautious with what we are dropping. The next IDO, we canceled a couple of IDOs as well after we realized it could be even a little bit risky. The next one that's coming for holders is going to be at a $12.5 million valuation. One of the founding members had a $500 million FTV exit before, so that's going to be exciting for the holders because it's coming in at a lower valuation. Everyone can participate. Obviously, the Genesis, Gen 2, and Fused, different different amounts per Genesis, Gen, and even Spit Buddies. So yeah, that's where the IDO things are standing. What else do we have? Right, who was the person who wanted to make a, oh yeah, who was the person who wanted to make a Jira active where, so the guy is Baller. I think I'll just tag him. So you would can reach out to him if you have already seen the proposal. So Baller is the one who's working. He's already had a successful exit, I think, with his previous active web merch thing. So this is what is the fun part with these things, right? It's not one person working on or one team working on multiple products, but allowing you guys who have got individual strengths or IRL businesses collaborate with us, get some funding or support, and then dropping products together with us making money, you guys making money, and also branding forward. So yeah, so I think that was one of the good proposals. Sorry, I might have missed it, but are we focused on dedicated investments? And not exactly, Darshan. We are open for multiple things, mainly for Fusion, right? So Fusion, that's the major reason we started Fusion, is to allow holders to put their proposals in, and if it's getting accepted or voted by the Fusion holders, then we take it to the next step. You got a good idea. It's impossible for you not to get funded, right? That I can promise you, either from myself or from the vault or from VCs or angel investors. I can 100% guarantee you that, if your idea is good and the community or the majority feels it's amazing, it's impossible not to get funding from us or from any people that we have connected with. So it just comes down to your ideas. Everybody's a hero in their own story, unfortunately, right? The harsh reality is something when, when it comes to the public, they're like, ah, bro, this idea is crap. So that's why we want to have this fusion thing where you post this proposal being a fusion holder, and the community reads through it, makes sense. If the majority or 60% or 70% vote for it, then it makes sense. If you can convince like 200 people out of say 900 people or something or whatever, that means that you can convince 20,000 people out of 90,000, and you can convince like 2 million people out of 9 million people. That's how I see it. So that's why the fusion DAO thing is very important, because you can work with your peers and your own holders who are going to read it, and if they say it's bullshit, you can try and explain to them in the VC why it's a good idea. Or if they still feel it's bullshit, maybe it is bullshit, right? But at least it's better for you to know and rework your proposals, like, by knowing that it's failed or whatever. So there is no restrictions where we invest in. It's just comes down to valuation, idea, and the team behind it. That's the things that we see. What's your experience? Because there is 1,000 ideas that I've got. I know it's all amazing. At least I believe that it's amazing, but you cannot pursue all the 1,000 ideas. And just because an idea is good doesn't mean the execution is brilliant. To be very honest here, props to a lot of projects, mainly Memeland, because a lot of our ideas, we didn't execute as well as we should have, because of a focus or funding or whatever at the early stage. We are finding the best dev team and things like that. We didn't have the best of the best execution early on. But I think projects like Memeland, I think the execution has been brilliant in terms of the drops. But Dead Jira drop was an amazing thing that happened to us, because with the new dev team, I think it was flawless, it was perfect, and we tested a lot of things, and it works really, really, really well. So I think, yeah, I think we found our foot in a few things after making some mistakes and things like that. Yoshan, you got me excited. Really love your mindset and the approach. You in some way hint Gojira's future, like as you said, that your approach now is like a complete new project. Some of the cons, I think some of the cons, just maybe wait a little bit. What is the future of Gojira? Is that we want to make the holders money, right? That's the aim. No, nothing else is going to satisfy anybody, right? Yes, there are going to be creators. There's few numbers. Yes, we're going to support you guys. The core of PG, yes. We're going to get the whitelist spots. Yes, that's going to satisfy some. We're going to get IDOs. That gives opportunities for everybody. That's fine. These are all accesses. But is it going to make us $1 billion valuation? Absolutely not. To bring out a project, I can disprove why it can't ever reach $1 billion valuation. It's impossible. $1 billion is easy to put on paper, but hey, we're going to become a unicorn or $1 billion valuation. It's SaaS. SaaS is services or products, right? Or an actual product itself that's scalable, that's usable, that's adaptable, and that's easy to use. These are the ones that bring $1 billion valuation, not your access to alpha calls and whitelist pods and stuff. And majority of the projects, they offer only that. There's no future. Unfortunately, as sad as it may sound, I dumped 99% of my NFTs, I think 1.5 months back, even before it crashed even more, because I got to know from the back end how many projects are running out of funds, coming and approaching us, and I don't know what to do. Like, I'm like, I mean, I feel bad, but what else to do? Because many don't have business acumen, they don't have a CFO, they don't have somebody to guide them. They burnt all their funds, and they're coming to us to a takeover, and I'm like, bro, I can't take over. Like, no way. Like, there's this one hell of holders that we have, and all major projects as well. Like, that's done like 20,000 ETH volume, 10,000 ETH volume, been here for a year and a half. They're all bleeding and suffering, not just for funds reasons, but even they've put in, they've taken a lot of pay, or they've paid a lot of devs, or they develop products that are useless now. Imagine guys spent multiple $1,000 in tools, and then the tools industry is completely smashed. What is it? The fault of the team, or is it fault of whom? Like, so that's the reason, right? So for us to reach $1 billion valuation, what are the things that's needed? That's the first thing we wrote, Achint. What is the hindrances for us? Lack of scalable product, right? Yes, we got investments and stuff. That's amazing. That's one step. We got equity in multiple products. That's amazing. That's going to help us. But we need a scalable product that's adaptable, that can bring us the reach. And I think the Fusion DAO CEOs know what product it is that we have acquired, and what is our plan with it. So they will be slowly starting to inform you guys once the announcement is made. So the Fusion DAO CEOs know about it. Few of the whales, Genesis whales, I think 5 or 6 of them know about it, because we wanted the feedback. We wanted, but we didn't even explain the full plan. We just gave them the feedbacks. But the Fusion CEOs, I think they know most of the plan with the product, and we'll be working closely with them. It's going to benefit even the DAOs and proposals and things like that. Yeah, so that's pretty much the future plan, to try and make money for the holders, in a legal and a sustainable way. Yes, Darshan. More like a DAO model that's already been out for a while, but it's ready now for you to post any proposals. I'll send you the Medium article, because I think you recently only joined us, right? So, this is the Fusion, articles you can read from here. So you can just see what it works, or how it works, and reach out to one of the Fusion CEOs if you are keen in particular, factions or Aku master catalog, and just tag these guys. And Wajda, these are the three CEOs of three different factions. Yeah, these guys are, two of them are coming to Bali as well, so that's bullish. Interacting with the Fusion guys, they'll be knowing more stuff, what we are doing, how the team is working. If any day after coming to Bali, if Aku and Wajda is going to dump their PG assets, then it's probably not bullish. But if they buy more, then you know what you got to do. So yeah. um yes. Talking about scalable products, don't you think that you can expand in the web 2 market? Exactly, Achint. That's what we realized. So we want to treat the Web3 as investors, the other way around, right? Web3 people as investors, where they want to make money, but the Web2 guys as consumers. Same concept even for same concept even for the games, right? Even for Three-verse. Okay, so I'm gonna probably leak this before it's gonna come to public. So Three-verse is gonna have an IDO round, and PG will be getting an opportunity to invest in much earlier at a lower valuation. Most probably, we are still deciding whether to do that or not. But they've already been accepted by multiple tier 1 launchpads, right? So tier 1 launchpads, I mean, I'm not going to reveal who the names are. I think it's probably going to come out. But tier 1 includes, like, people like DAO Maker, and where few other guys, like, I think Jamie is probably working closely with them. So Three-verse is something we got 40% equity in. Just think about it, right? Three-verse was a product that we got equity in for free a year and a half back. Year and a half back. We've been working with them, building these products, building everything. We never raised funds for it, and now it's going to go for an IDO raise, by this tier 1 launchpad, makers, and PG has got 40% equity in it. And imagine, just think about it, right? So zero investment, 1.5 years later, we're going to see the result now, when they start raising funds, when the tokens come up, and tokens are going to be in our vault as well. Tokens are going to be in our vault for the Three-verse, a significant portion of the team, because we have 40% equity there. I think it's just one of the products that's coming to life, with this thing. So, yeah, I think the IDO, yes, we are thinking. We don't know whether we should offer it to the PG holders now, or just do maybe some token airdrops or early access or something like that. But most probably, we'll only be giving some, basic potential investment opportunity into the Three-verse tokens before it goes to the launch pads at a significantly lower, valuation, so that you can have your potential super exits. So imagine, like, you get it at, say, 1 mil valuation, for example, right? And then it goes to, I'm just giving an example, right? So let's say Three-verse is we are offering PG holders at 1 mil valuation tokens, and then they go to the tier 1, this thing, and they're getting a 3 mil or 5 mil valuation for the public, and you get at least 10% of the tokens unlocked on, or 5% of the tokens unlocked in the first month. That's a 5x minimum return when it goes to the tier 1 launchpad. So only PG holders will potentially get very very small amounts, but at least something. So we're looking at something like that. So that's the aim. But even for Three how we want to treat is the Web3 guys to be the where they can make the money, but let the Web2 be Web2, right? Let the Web2 guys be Web2, but let them enjoy. Let them not think about play to earn, right? Have a mobile app, have two different profiles. Those who connect from the website with the MetaMask gets the Web3 profile where they can win things. But the Web2 guys are playing for fun. They're buying these tokens which are not sellable or ERC20. And the funds from that game, the mobile game, flows back into the liquidity pool of the tokens in the Web3 site. Now, when you think about it, you're targeting a multi-million dollar, I mean, multi-millions of people in the Web2 without them having to worry about the play to earn aspects where it screws the fun. I personally believe that play to earn screws the fun aspects because you start seeing it as money. So Web3 is where we had our foot in, but giving this liquidity pool option or providing money from the Web2 side into the Web3 for liquidity pool so that the tokens of the three words are sustainable is the way for us to move forward. So anything, that's what we want to do. Use the Web2 as the consumers and Web3, early token buyers or NFT holders as potentially, the guys who are buying into the project and funding the project, giving them airdrops. Again, unfortunately, US guys, you got to find, some a little bit of loopholes or something, but it's for everybody else it's simpler. The US guys, it's like the blur airdrops. Unfortunately, it is what it is. So yeah. Um, so wait, what else is there? Right. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the the thing with for Achin's answer about I think the Web2 and Web3. It's very clear. I think yeah, we tried multiple things and now we know that Web3 just relying on Web3 user base is not going to work. There's not many people. It's probably like 3,000 people left. Most of them are wrecked, right? Including the whales. They literally lost so much of money, including our whales. Been dumping because they lost so much money trading or other things. The old whales, I mean. So there's not many people here. So which means, it's good in a way, right? In a way, if you identify the projects that you wanna, stay or trust or you want to be a part of, and the small numbers are probably going to benefit, but we want to bring in the web to consumers. So yeah, that's pretty much the thing there. Amrish, I already shared the video. I mean, I told about it in the start. We got about like 3,300 views or something, but it's not bad. Right. Any other questions? Any questions? Just go for it, guys. Even if you feel it's sensitive or if you feel it's maybe dumb or something, there's nothing as dumb question. Just this is a platform for you guys to ask some questions. I might not have leaked a lot of things directly, but indirectly I think those who can make it up or just understand the mindset that we have adopted, for you guys to just see what it is. Will you be hiring a media team or recording highlights? Yep, we'll be definitely be recording and stuff for sure. Yes, so Amrish has been working with Anshul. The guy we sponsored for the UFC thing. His fight's not coming up, but we are really looking forward. He's already changed his PFP in Instagram as well. PG. It's really nice to see that early. Again, it's one of the early investments, I would say, or the early, how do I put it? Like early, this thing. So now he's got our PFP there. Um, Sorry, one second. Trying to increase. To share the YouTube link as well. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So this is so yeah. I think it's about like he's got like 206K. It's funny how we spotted him when he was like less than 10K users. So we want to have a one-on-one live session with him for the holders as well to participate. Just hear his journey and things like that. Who knows, bro? It might be the next McGregor. I have a conspiracy, right? UFC is growing, and India has a 1.2 billion people market. I feel like they're gonna give him like a few easy rounds in the UFC to make him progress, so that they can win the Indian, the Indian audience, for example. Maybe I don't know. It's my conspiracy, something. But just imagine, right? Like us being early on and like identifying this. This is what we do even with our investments, and same thing with the sports players. Instead of paying 30, 50, or 60 grand to some random sports star to make a post or something, but be a part of the journey from the start, from before he became big or something. The ROI is huge. Right? Like he can connect us with so many sports players, so many sports brands, and things like that and stuff. Which and the part that's going to be best is when somebody didn't have anything and you supported them. That stays in their heart better than just paying somebody 50 grand after they made it. They just see you as a sponsor, but here they see you as almost like as in that you invested them. And remember that this investment in Anshul, for example, early on, is an investment not just by me or PG but all of us here. Right? His success, no matter what, can never be changed. It's because of us, all of us here, right? To an extent, or at least a portion of it, before he became, at least whatever range he's growing at. So that's something to definitely, that's something you can't buy with money or funds. So yeah, Shan, when will you sell the ape? Which ape?
Is there any plan on getting the guy from the UFC into the Discord, Shan? I think that'd be quite interesting to have listen to a conversation with him.
Yes, yes. So that's what we are setting up. So from Bali, we are going to have live stream, probably one of the town halls or sometime where you guys can interact, ask questions, hear about his journey, just some questions, on the challenges or whatever you want to ask, right? Because he's not like a crazy Web3 personality yet. Because he's just, obviously, I think you might know, or those who are in MMA, they know the amount of time and effort that goes in, to even like just participate or whatever. But we want to bring that opportunity for you guys, or if any of you sports people here. So he's not going to be the first and only sports star. That's all I can say, right? There's going to be real stars as well that's going to be coming into PG's, live streams and things like that. I think you guys might already know that we are really close with few sports stars already. Like, this cricket player Carlos Brathwaite. He's a World Cup winner. He's a Gen 2 holder, and he's part of our Fusion DAOs as well. I think Aku is already talking with him. We got the tennis guys like Borna and stuff whom I've chatted with, and we are working on with the Pro Tennis Fam proposal. Just maybe, all right. I've been on calls, but imagine if we can get in Luka Modric on the call. That's what I want to bring in for the holders. I'm hoping.
Don't, Shan. I'd wet myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, I was, for me it was a fanboy moment, bro, when I was on the calls with Borna and even them like few months back, and he's supporting the product, and if the announced proposals go through, it's 100% like he's gonna come, and he retweeted his tweets and stuff, right? The pro tennis fans and stuff, and just a small call, even a 5 minute, just come in and just say hi or whatever, whatever. I think that's something. We are never paid for these things, right? That's what I want to put in, right? These are all natural connects, that we, I mean, these are all personal chats, but I'm going to just share something with you guys. Let me just trying to find the chat. Where was that?
That's what I mean. That's what I said to you on like that Twitter post, though. Just what you guys are doing here is just astronomical compared to others. It's like no pay pro. It's literally all natural with hard work and a strong community. That's going to take you guys far. It really is.
It has to be sustainable, bro. There's no hype can last, but without a product, you're just gonna be what? What are you gonna do? You're like, hey, I'm playing games, I'm trading, I'm fighting with each other, I'm earning tokens.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
But
definitely.
like, what's the business? Like, how can people not see that? I'm like, hey, I'm buying this thing for 80th. What are you gonna get, bro? I'm gonna go to this party and drink and get wasted and get laid. And what, bro? Bro, like 80th for that? Come on, man. Like, it's that's the problem though. But majority are like, I mean, the problem is majority in the space are just frat boys, and they just love that. That's it. And they just think that the IP is going to $1 million later, right? It's not going to bring them $1 million. And if I tell this, I'll be called as a negative person. But no one's going to, guys, no one's going to buy your IP for $1 million, right? That's the hard truth. Right? If you're going to think your monkeys or your penguins are going to go for $1 million or 20,000 or $50,000 IP contracts, is no benefit for that. Like, except the person behind it. If you're gonna build like Shiv, for example, right? This guy, I think some of you might know him, Shiv. Um, I didn't know this. I was on a call with him yesterday. He made a tweet like about me today or something. But he reminded me that I was the first guest on his spaces a few months back. I was the first one even on Shotgun Chow or another even three or four other people. He reminded me, and I was like, "Oh, really?" And I remember recollected there was like 30 people in as listeners, and now he's one of the, let's say, one of the major influences, right? In a way, right? Like he's getting a lot of interaction. So many people know him. So the Atama, what he has got more value than Atama itself. That's the truth, right? It's not the Atama that's going to bring him the value. That's Shiv, the personality that's repping whatever that he's going to rep is going to bring him that value because they want him to endorse it, right? It's same thing with the Nike or Adidas or whatever. It's the person who's going to rep it, not the thing itself, right? So I think we want to build products or build connections or bring the connects or use cases or investments. Even something like Anshul is bringing us money already than what we put in. His contracts, his payments, or whatever. This kind of an idea where you fund an up and coming talent and then take a percentage of his future pays if he makes it is gonna bring a huge ROI than just trying to get somebody to shill your stupid product in or a project in Instagram or something. So, I hope some of you at least are realizing and here with us. I think a lot are just like just want to quick get quick rich kind of thing. There's nothing wrong, but have a portfolio for each. Have a portfolio for risk. Have a portfolio for products or projects that are actually trying to build sustainable stuff. Have something for the Ponzi-nomics because the Ponzi-nomics are getting so much, and the pyramid schemes are getting so easier to identify. But every project is doing that because they know that that's where the market is right now. Right, even Conger, I think the Azuki Whale, I think he posted about how there's so much of Ponzi-nomics in so much of the top NFT projects now. But it is what majority of them want. So it's okay. It's okay to have different types. But anyways, the screenshot what I shared here is basically like just want to show how we are getting this kind of opportunities just by a quality of work that we are providing. You know, just for the Nouns proposal, he's just raised our equity to 10%, PG's equity for Pro Tennis Fam to 10%, and supported by all these major guys, just purely based on the work what we're doing. We never have ever had to go and ask someone, hey, can you give us this or that. It's purely in the work quality or stuff that we put in that these people, they recognize it and they know that they value us and they don't want to lose us. So, I think this is what it is, man. I think we might not attract the 99% of the frat boys now, but at least the one, I don't know if you guys know this theory of, the 1,000 true fans is all you need for a product to succeed, right? And I think that's what we are working towards. And I think, I think that's definitely something we can reach because there was a time back then, a year back exactly at PG's peak, we might have had the stardom and all those things that the current projects are going. But a reminder that 9 out of 10 projects with this stardom, they die off and then a new thing comes up and then they die off. No offense, but you guys minted KPR at 0.25 ETH, 10,000 supply. 2,500 ETH, $5 million. Where is the product at? Where is the project at? The project that everybody wanted whitelist for and things like that, and they were fighting for it. Now, I mean, I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not saying that they're not working, but the point is that everybody calls it the next something. But where is the project, or where is the project at, and where is the loyal supporters at? Right? It's at point 0.1 ETH, right? Like 0.099 ETH or whatever. I'm not committing just on the float price. I'm just bringing out the hype cycle keeps changing, but what is sustainable is your 1,000 true followers, like people like Maverick, who's here, for example. He's coming to Bali now. We're sponsoring his flights, but he's been with PG from day one, right? But new project that's coming in, how can you pledge your alliance that, hey, I'm super bullish on this project and I'm an ardent supporter? People like KSM here, or even the new ones that join in the middle. I think just see the names here. So many people are here from day one, or at least the first few months, like from the PG start. That's our step towards those 1,000 true followers. Then the stardom, which just dies off. People called KPR the next this thing. People call Valhalla the next big thing. They're all like close to the mint price or under mint price. And think about us. You might say the Jira verse is under mint price. Yeah, I agree. That's one thing that we are looking to sort out and clear and solve the issue. But then overall, we didn't raise anywhere close to these guys. We are still relevant. We're building products, the connections, and we're getting all this relevant stuff. We are acquiring a product that's valuated more than PG. Has that ever happened? I don't know. Like, because I'm putting so much of my personal funds, the VCs are coming in, but PG will have controlling equity on it, right? Acquiring a product that's valued more than PG's valuation. And just think about how much of book value that's going to increase for PG, just like that, and how much of um, you know funds that personally we are putting in as well, like from the PG team. Not taking too much money on a monthly basis at $5,000 or whatever, and putting in multiple times back into the project. And people just go and call founders bullish when they spend time on Discord after raising $20 million. Oh, I'm bullish on this founder because he's so humble and he's spending time here. Bro, you don't even know how much salary he's getting. Right? He's probably taking $30,000 or $20,000 a month, or I don't even know, maybe even more, because there's no transparency or what's happening. And then people make threads about it, and I'm like, guys, we're putting more funds than what we took ever. We're taking the least, and it's transparent. You guys don't need to worry about how much Shan is getting paid or something. And very few people see this. So I used to complain, I used to feel depressed before comparing all these things, but the last 3 4 months I changed my mindset after reading this, this thing about the 1,000 true fans. One of the most enlightening thing that I've learned, and I would recommend even you guys to learn. And this converts even to your IRL stuff. It's not just for businesses. 5 true friends is better than 500 fake ones. It's the truth. Same thing applies even for business. 1,000 true fans, and if you can give them constant value and even charge them, let's say $100 a month, I'm just giving an example, you can give them $500 worth of value in back. That's $100,000 into the business, and $500,000 worth of value written back to these 1,000 people. Right? So that's the mindset that I adapted, and I stopped worrying about all these threads, because the same guys who make big threads about you tomorrow, when you have this rocky roads or something, or your Ponzi fails, is the same guys that make bigger threads and shitting you and kicking you down when you're even down. Because all the supporters of PG, when we were down in the worst of the periods, even this in this point, they support us. They send DMs. They ask me, Shan, how can we help? Or we see what's happening. They never kick you down when you're hard. But what's happening to all these new projects and the new fake hypes when the floor goes down, like Momoguru? Everybody wanted the whitelist. They killed me for it. When they knew that some couldn't win. I was stressed so much for 2 3 days because people got pissed that they didn't win, although we got the highest allocations. And what happened to Momoguru now? Where are all the true fans of Momoguru that you guys got the whitelist from here and you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hold it to the moon"? Where is the true supporters of Momoguru? Right? So I'm not putting any project down. I'm just trying to share a little bit of the mindset of what's happening, or what. I stopped even worrying about whitelist after that. Momoguru was a point where I drew my line, and I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna get myself involved in the whitelist pots. It's causing more stress. Is not benefiting everybody. But I feel bad that all the 2,000 or 3,000 holders are not winning Momo. And some of them they stress that they can't win this hyped whitelist spots, and and it's causing more issues than actual. I thought like people will take it light or understand that everyone can't win, right? But people don't see that. They just see it as like, if I don't win, I'm going to fund the project because I never won or things like that. There's bigger things. Whitelist was a filler. Why would you see that as a utility? Is maybe my fault. Early on, should have been very careful with those things, right? But anyways, now it's all done. Whoever was pissed they didn't win Momo without understanding it's a luck based game or a blind bid based game, they left the ecosystem. Probably it's fine, but it is what it is, right? Early on, right? Because see, Ether, all right, I'm not gonna joke. Could have easily got the whitelist spots for PG, right? Could have. I'm not doing the job anymore, right? I don't want to. That's not my job. If the collab managers of this there's opening, I'm gonna use these guys for bigger and better things rather than this whitelist spots and then still get fudded because only 50 people can win. Like, what's the point after that? Like, IDOs is something everyone can participate. Why did I say, that I could have got us Ether spot if needed? It's just the screenshot. Like, this is the relationship and the value that we are building. Just see the screenshot from V. You'll think that building this is not something he goes around posting for everybody, right? This is not something that when it's whitelist is the least of his problems. If I'm going to ask him, hey, can you give us like 50 or 100 whitelist spots, he's like, literally anything in the world, I'm happy to get you or something. Why? Just think about it. Why is our relationship with all these higher level people and executives are nice, and just the holder side we're not able to capture? Is because I'm against Ponzi's. If any of my team members come in and it's like, hey, this idea is amazing, can we do it? I'm like, no, that's Ponzi. I don't want to do it because you're going to be creeps, right? Amazing community, perfect. But how many people got wrecked so hard when the floor jumped to 10, 12 ETH and all those things, and so much of token jumps and prices? It was a nice, it's gamified, but at the end of the day, it's a Ponzi. And at the time, it's not the team's intention. Now the team is doing much bigger things, but people are not able to see beyond it. People are still seeing that old Ponzi stuff and they're like, bro, you guys wrecked us and things like that. And now they're doing actually real stuff, like real IP stuff and media stuff and all. But people are not seeing beyond it and still like, attack the team whenever they come like, hey, I bought a 10 ETH. What the heck is happening, bro? Like, when are you going to give your next token drops and things like that? So, yeah, I mean, those who understand, what direction or our mindset, very good. But if you don't understand, I'm happy to clarify, but that's the max I can do.
But going back to what you said, Shan, just like how quick people are to shoot founders down when it doesn't go their way. That for me is just everything which is wrong with this space, because you get all these people which are literally begging for a whitelist, and as soon as there's not a 0.0005 flip in it, it just goes to shit. And it's frustrating, man. It's just a lot of people are spending so much time and like literal mental energy trying to make things succeed, make things work, and it just doesn't. And it's just how Web3 communities can just flip on their head, or just it flips so quick in a heartbeat. For one small mistake, it's game over, and it kills it.
I think just like how there are feminists in the world, we might need to coin a term for the projects or founders, the real ones, because it's the same thing. They're getting objectified just as a machine for this thing. Like, for money, the efforts that's going behind is not considered. They don't consider that there are humans behind and they can make mistakes, and that they're transparent, and that they're working towards something. That those things are not considered. Purely objectified if it doesn't make a 5x or 6x off the bat. Get a whitelist, beg them for whitelist, get the whitelist, and also fud them, and like try to kill them. That's pretty much what it is. But at the end of the day, right? Also think of this the other way around. If people were not like that, these morons stood no chance to raise funds, millions of dollars. Do you really think like a guy like Cybra or Martin from Pixelmon could have gone to a VC or a Web2 firm with no experience and a profile like his, could have raised $70 million? But he did that because there is majority of this greedy people around, right? So it's a two-way street. It's easy to raise funds. Momoguru, whatever you say now, they got like how much money? They got like what, 1,000 I mean, like about 3 million. What's 8,888 times point two is roughly what, like about 1,600 ETH, like $3.3 million plus the royalties. Now you keep screaming at them. It's okay. Maybe they're actually good team or whatever, but they got the money in hand. You know what? Because of the same Web3 crowd. So it's a two-way street. You know, you make quick money, easy money here, developing or building or whatever. Some of them run away, some of them build. Actually, the ones that are building and getting stuck are the ones that has to face the wrath of so many people. The ones that just straight up rug. Who's taken a case against hype bears? Who's taken a case against other people that just vanished completely, from last year and stuff, completely forgotten, completely gone with multi million dollars. But people who are stuck here or still building are the ones that face all these losses, and all the pressure falls on the guys who are running it here, because all the lawsuits don't easily work when you're based in a country outside US. You can't sue me. If I'm just putting this right, if Shan rugs PG, it's almost impossible for you guys to sue me. That's the truth. So you got to put your trust in a team or a project where it makes sense, and not in some random thing and hope that someone will open up a lawsuit. It's not going to work, bro. Especially if someone's in Dubai or BVI, good luck trying to bring them down, because they'll be like, "Hey, I satisfied all the roadmap, but where is PG's roadmap? Where is any project's roadmap? Where are they based?" So many factors. So that's the reason why we put the funds in the multi-sig, because as much as I can ask you to trust me, still I'm a human, right? So it's better now. It's no way, if no way I can withdraw the funds from the vault by myself or the team alone. You need some members from the community, and they have vested interest in the project, and they're doxed and stuff. So it is what it is. So I'm not saying that it's for all the projects, but it is what it is, right? Like, you can keep blaming the Web3 community for being dumb or whatever, but only because of majority or most of them being greedy and dumb is the reason why most of the projects even stand a chance to raising funds. You guys are going to mint out even Walt's Vault without even knowing what's the use case, and I can promise you after 3 days there's going to be FUD threads about Walt's Vault or something. It's guaranteed it's going to happen, or mostly at least, unless genuine, something is planned. But right now, who's going to deny the Walt's whitelist? If I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to give you 10 whitelist spots, everyone is going to go retweet the tweet without even thinking about what the project is, right? So I don't think that's ever going to change. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot of off topic, but just I hope at least somebody got something from it.
No, I don't know what to say. King Rat has told me about you guys for, well, since he got me into this space, and wow, you guys are something else. No shit, literally something else.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. I think it's just, I think we have changed another mindset as well. Let the instead of just speaking, see what we can do, see what we can do. You're gonna miss us and stuff. Why to even tweet about it? Let them miss. If they miss, they miss. Right. So I think that's the thing. No, let people see from what's happening. If PG getting featured in Forbes, PG investing in early stuff, whereas funds of other projects are getting eaten up. If PG providing these IDO opportunities, if PG acquiring all these products and stuff, if PG building equity is not making someone bullish, and the founder turning up every day, and the fund still there and things like that, I can't go and convince anybody else. All the data and details are out there. I don't need to go and tweet you're going to miss the boat or something. Automatically, freely the product is going to make you miss the boat. Why would I even need to tweet about it? You're going to miss the boat when the boat is actually left. So let people see it. Like, no point in just going and challenging the community. Hey, you're going to miss. You don't know what you're missing. If you miss, you're going to miss it. That's it. So yeah. Anyways, quick one. Ambrish, um, check my DM. One second, sorry guys. Just asked Anshul to post the YouTube link on a story. Just replied. Asking him if he can come to Bali for 2 to 3 days if we sponsor his flights and stay and maybe have a MMA training masterclass for some holders. Let's see
Let's
if it works.
go.
Right. Um, any other questions, guys? Before I think I've got a call with this DJ guy. I think he's getting impatient now. I think I'm gonna head to the call. If there's any other questions, another 5 minutes or something before.
Thanks for the MA.
That's all right.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to you, Shan, King, Rat, and Amresh as well. This is, I can't. I've got no words. No shit. I've got no words. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. You've got the best community in Web3 by miles. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Honestly,
Man, thanks a lot for that. I think for just a quick answer to Aku's question, I think if you're going to hear about the other product that we're working on, Aku, I'll discuss in person. It's going to make more sense with the Jira wear and how it's going to push forward, not just Anshul wearing it, right? So I think that's where the fun part is. So I think he definitely is down. He'll be repping PG merch and Jira wear and things, but there's few other people as well, so I think it's going to be pretty fun. Right, cool. Thanks, guys. Any other questions? Obviously, we'll be having another multiple AMAs, or we'll try to live stream as well from Bali. But trying to make it to Bali if you can. I think I really, especially if you're in the southeast region, and trying to make it. Like that's all I can say. I mean, it's definitely. I think there'll be a lot of FOMO and stuff. I know. I'm really sorry for those in the Europe and the US side. And for the question, I think Achint asked earlier, why we aren't going to other events and stuff. I think it's just because we want to have the products in hand before we go and talk and start talking about it more and more and just waste money by traveling and shit, Achint. When it's just a month or two, just this year is going to be the main thing, right? It's much, much better to have the product in hand than be like, see what we are going to do than see what we did. Right, so that's the mentality behind it. So we don't want to waste any of the travel or event expenses. Bali made sense because it's very, very, very cheap and affordable, and it's an experience of a lifetime because staying with the team, staying with the Genesis guys together, Gen 2s together, all in like 3 villas and stuff. Not something you can, it's not something you can get it from. I don't think there's ever been an event where like for a week or 2 or a month, holders have stayed together. You go on normally just go on one night and then it's done and you come back home, or 2 to 3 days. But here it's a opportunity to see how the team works, what we are doing, some IRL alphas and things like that as well, and a 31-day program like yogas and master classes, some parties, obviously yachts, cruises, and workshops, speeches and things like that, networking. So this is where it actually gives you the feel, I would say, rather than just like a 2 or 3 day quick get drunk, get wasted, go home with a headache or a COVID or something. So yeah. Did you leak about naked villa? Bro, that's not yeah, I mean that's not this thing, all right. It's the organizers. They're organizing some nude art gallery, some stuff. I don't know what it is. That's not my suggestion or anything, guys. So not on me, but it's on the organizers. They are having some stuff, Russians and some other, like, I don't know. Anyways, all right, cool. Oh, I didn't do this, G. It's your mate, Groot. I didn't start this. All right. It's much better to go to the event. All right. Cool. 30 plus sound. All right. Cool, guys. I'll catch you then. So last, once again, just trying to make at least for a few days to Bali if you can. That's it. Cool. Catch you guys then. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. See you guys.